Yeah.
I
just think that's pretty. I don't want to clean up, so I can. Yeah. Good day. You your belly full?
Yeah.
This is the first time that we're here on this whole strike.
Give me a hard time. I have to introduce her to my wife. She says, oh, you're all the bicycles.
She comes all the way to Benton.
Yeah.
Our population.
You did? No, I was not saying it's a
It's a little closer to the top of the size cap.
Her car broke down. She was going back to Carlisle. Between the two of them. My wife was right up here. I'll go and give her a back a bit and you go up.
There you go, that works out.
Rolling over into that. See it.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll aid you to a car.
The peak was, Black Hawk and Johnson. Oh, I know, because you.
This is where the dance
So I'll tell you.
Sure.
I'm
sure there's more, but
We
always know. We had a few more counties with their comp order.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jennifer's
here.
I'm gonna say.
I think I emailed that one to you.
I emailed that stuff too late today.
I left it at 3 o'clock.
Okay, so you didn't even see my email.
Which, hey Melinda,
Yeah.
while you're up, will you open up this here and John comes in that way?
So far, that's what's reported.
No, I thought that it went sometimes sucks in. Step back and watch for that red light up above.
It said added security.
I'll do it? Yep. There you go. Oh, perfect timing. Just leave it like, just ajar a little.
These counties got added to that list, right?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you can sit here behind me.
Last year, Cedar County went up 48.5%. Well, I saw Cedar. Their situation. See what happens in you're right off the edge.
We can have John sit here by you if you want.
Southwest area of the U.S. state of Iowa. Red Oak.
Yeah, that's out west.
Yeah, southwest.
Yeah, that's out by.
Council Lake area. We were headed out to Council Lake.
I think I didn't see that.
You wouldn't care back? Sure. I just keep it warm for you, Ron.
You sit right there.
Ron, keep it warm.
All the talk about the chair.
Yes, I was.
For the record, yes.
I got them all.
We stopped, it was Sunday, about noon.
Yeah.
For the
John, he emailed me today. So I
And,
yeah,
stopped over from square there.
the meeting at 3:45.
And the biggest issue is stress and having contact.
Yeah.
Bell diner, you know, yeah. Dress exactly like that big old hairdo. They always have, I don't know. I think they just like to have welcome party on Sunday night.
I have to print them off
It's like
on
in
some
the
special
fall, they
paper.
went from, we're down
And
there.
then I print the minutes and that, and then we can print it out.
I have my and
He did sign it. Yeah, but I put it in like a binder.
Yeah.
Okay. Give those.
I have been.
Hi, John.
Well, you are.
She's my new representative.
So I said, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I brought.
I told her I'll bring the book, the hard book, around. Yeah. And then it's like 7 yeah.
First place I've ever had
Official
was.
minute books. Thank you. Or next time you're at the courthouse, stop up and I'll get your ink on the books.
But all the sheriffs and
Previously, that would be kind of done within a week after.
Yep,
tonight.
yep. And then we have to put them in that binder.
Yeah.
Big hardcover book.
Walk here and you go to the bar, it's like the side of the radio. And everything is all Iowa, beers, ciders, and probably 150 taps. Never been there, but yeah, so we had.
I think everybody's here.
In my notes because it's usually pretty messy and it takes me a minute to figure out what I wrote, but I usually get it.
Well, maybe not. Everyone's gotta let somebody in.
Yeah, I got into the cider, cider. Got it. Yeah.
There's my rep. Hey, we need that. I forgot my rep. You don't want
They have the blueberry and sour cherry. Yeah.
we're not all neat, sitting room, forgot. Oh, I'm not yet.
There is the.
No,
It's all irons and stuff.
Ready to go? Well, why don't we call the meeting to order? First order of business would be to appoint a chairman for this year. Entertaining motions regarding?
No.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Well, thank you for your endorsement. I'm trying to do a good job for you. But we must have a vice chairman as well. So, would there be any suggestions as far as who we may nominate for vice chair?
I nominate Mike Kirkpatrick.
Who's that, right?
Mike Kirkpatrick.
Okay, very good.
Actually, no, our elected, we can't speak up like that.
Oh.
It's just our representative. Sorry, we can't make motions or that.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, Mike.
I can second that.
Okay, first and second, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Third is to appoint a secretary. Any nominations there? Okay. First and second, Belinda, all right. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, assuming everybody's had a chance to read the minutes of our meeting last year at this time, are there any questions, changes that need to be made, etc.? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes as stated. Is there a second?
I'll second.
First, second, all in favor? Opposed? Very good. Now, here we go. Make recommendations for elected county official salaries. Tell you what, since we have new people here, why don't we take just a moment and let's go around the room, starting with Rick Rimmer.
Rick Trimmer, Benton County Supervisor.
Jennifer Rodney, I'm turning myself on and the supervisor representative.
Very good.
Gary Gershank, I'm a supervisor. Nicole Walker, supervisor.
Tracy Teeman, Supervisor.
John Yunt, and I represent Alexis Spidell, the Recorder's Office.
I'm Haley Ripple, the auditor and commissioner of elections.
Michelle Schoonover, and Julie asked me to be the representative.
Who seconds?
Deputy treasurer.
Linda Schottner, treasurer. I'm Jenny Bendel, and I'm the representative for the treasurer's office.
Alexis Spidell, recorder.
Tim Lilly, First Assistant Benton County Attorney.
Ran a little bit, Benton County Attorney.
Mike Kirkpatrick, and representative for the Benton County Attorney.
Ron Tippett, Benton County Sheriff.
I'm Anders Norgard. I'm an attorney. I represent Ron Tippett.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Geraldine.
Hi.
Geraldine
That's my wife.
Oh, okay.
I needed help to get up here because I'm missing a few parts.
No
We're
worries.
glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you for coming, joining us. Very good. Well, thanks, everybody. Would anybody like to open discussion? Regarding our wages, questions, kind of get the ball in motion?
I'd kind of like to hear it's been a few years since I've been on the commission. I'd kind of like to hear how some duties have changed, if there's anything that's new that's been added in the last year since, the last time the commission made a recommendation. And I think it would probably be appropriate because we've got some new elected officials that we take each person individually when we make the recommendation for what the wage increase is, if there's one.
Very good. Well. Haley,
That was a good pick on.
why don't you kind of kick the football off on that one?
Okay. You just want like over the last year or just like?
Since the last time the commission made a recommendation, which was last year,
Okay.
what's changed, what new things have been dumped on your plate, what's been taken away?
Obviously, we continue, as the auditor, I'm also the fiscal agent for all of our ARPA funds. The opioid settlement was new, you guys heard about that. The supervisors, we filed suit with a bunch of other counties. So that's gonna be stretched out over, I wanna say 16 or 17 years. And we've gotten 43,000, I believe, did we see the 30,000 deposited? Do you know, Melinda?
Not yet.
Well, it's gonna be.
Okay, right. Yeah, it was Lori called me on it.
So,
Perfect.
yeah. So for me and my office, what that means is like the ARPA, anytime there's FEMA funding, it's a lot of tracking, extra work. As a fiscal agent, we have to keep track of all the expenses outgoing, ingoing. And with addition to our regular county audit, we have to do a single federal audit for all the federal funds. I know we do fiscal agent for the health board, there's different ones, I can't even name them all. And also, with elections, the laws continually change daily. Our duties have already increased. I just found out the Libertarian Party was approved, so on the next general election, we'll have 3 different ballot styles in the primary. And that's just going to continue to advance with more and more laws on elections. I don't know if all of you know too, the auditor, the commissioner of election can be fined $10,000 personally if there's any infraction for election, whether it be myself or my deputies. And I feel very strongly about my office staff. I have a very good staff right now. I think the board would agree, everybody else too. We're very attentive to other departments' needs. We help out as much as we can everywhere. And everybody knows, like, I'm always torn in different directions. Every other department head would need help with their budgets. I'm always willing to help them and take aside my homework for later on. I think anything else I'd I did just get an additional 50,000 to the county. I applied for a local tribal, can't remember what it's called. I saw where Benton County was eligible for it, so I applied, so that's another $50,000 in our fund. I haven't heard any stipulations on what it can be spent on. Just like the ARPA funds, the county reclaimed all lost income or whatever, so it opened it up. We can use it for any tax relief. We're using it for the radio projects. We offset our general obligation debt to use 2 million for that. I don't know, I think it's time to, somebody else can talk. Yeah.
My office, within the last year, the state has opened up continuous county transferring. So any county that touches Benton County, they can come to our county to transfer titles. And so we've seen a little bit of increase with that with Lynn County because they have 2-hour waits in their office and people don't want to wait. So they're starting to come up here. And we do driver's license, and we actually are almost up to the same amount that we were issuing before COVID hit, and that's with appointments because we are taking a lot of walk-ins too. We try to take as many as we can, but we got more controlled chaos this way versus the chaos when we had the lines down the hall. We just stay really busy. Property taxes. That season is going to be coming up faster than I anticipate. We stay really busy with that. We've opened quite a few accounts for the special money that Haley's been getting in for things, because a lot of the stuff we have to keep separate. So I balance all the bank accounts every month, and we've added, let's see, Ron's added 3 for him. We got the American Relief money and the opioids, so 5 within the last year. I added to the other 13 I balanced. I've been doing more investing some of the county's funds, but only in CDs because that's the only thing I trust. Because those rates have gone up. So I've been trying to do some stuff with that. The county's actually doing very well. So I balance that stuff. Rose is in charge of driver's license in that area with the other 2 girls. I have really good help in my office. That's his turn.
Not too much has changed in my office. Same old, same old. A lot more e-submission documents coming in. A lot of people are doing that electronically instead of bringing documents to us in the mail. But passports have increased quite a bit. People are traveling in and wanting to do that. And like Linda said, Lynn County, a lot of Lynn County people come to Benton County because Marla does a great job with passports. And she can get them in and out and you don't have to wait. So we get a lot of people from out of town coming in. Recordings have dropped down a little bit. We're still doing land recordings. Land is farm ground is being transferred, but houses has dropped, slowed a little bit. Got all the ATVs and snowmobiles renewed this year by the end of the year. Vital records, we do a lot more birth certificates now for this real ID. So they'll go down to Melinda's office and not have the certified copy, so they can come down and if they're not born in Benton County and they're out of state or whatever, I try to look up the form and print it off and help them fill it out so they can be there quickly. Yeah.
My turn.
It is your turn.
Well, I've had 5 working days. They got there. So, I've been amazed at the really great caliber of employees. And then sitting next to me, he's amazing to work with. I just can't tell you what a joy it is. We have young Megan, who's a superstar lawyer for her age and experience. She's really top notch. So I'm really excited about that. Got a lot of things on the plate that I want to do, and some of them are gonna be challenging. We wanna go paperless this year, hopefully by the end of summer. I don't know we'll get it done that fast, but we have to archive all the prior paper, and that's gonna take a tremendous amount of work. We have a case management system for prosecutors, called Prolog. It's a disaster. It's not good. It's not user friendly. And so, recently the office with some First Marker, right? Purchased a new system called Carvel, or PDK prosecution with Carvel. It's so much better. I've already, my 5 years had a chance to log in and do a demo, and it's going to make things so much more efficient, less stressful. So that's pretty exciting. One thing I was pleased to see that our collection department really does generate a lot of money. And I want to expand that, and I want to get with the sheriff and see if we can help collect those unpaid. Well, inmates there's time gets billed 30 days there at some hotel. Well, a lot of that goes uncollected because you have to go through civil process, and so I want to sit on the phone and see if there's a way we can help you collect that. I'm just not sure how we're going to do it yet, because I've been here long enough to go learn the ropes. So that's another thing I want to do. I have lots of ideas, and hopefully most of them will turn out to be good. And, we'll see. But yeah, lots to do, and I'm excited, and I'm really enjoying it. I hit the ground running, so thanks for voting for me if you did. That's it.
Let's do it the sheriff's office. We recently picked up and are housing federal inmates again. We have right along been housing inmates for other sheriff's offices. We're probably going to raise our rates. I won't say probably. We will raise our rates. Right now, we are at a standstill. Our in-house medical people went bankrupt. So we are in search of a new in-house medical to take care of that. So the only people we have in jail right now are ours. We got about a dozen. So we lost in the neighborhood of 20 people. So the quicker we can get our medical put back in place, the quicker we'll get our other inmates back in. Our biggest hurdle with that project is when you talk to these companies, they're looking for the 200 and 300 bed jails to make it pan out for them. We're going to try to tag on with some other counties that also were using this firm and see if we can get them to come in a couple days a week like we had there. We are involved in the radio project along with lots of partners. Tracy's in front and center in that one. That is a huge project. We have updated our paging system separate from the radio system. We did that through the 911 board, and I am the chair of the 911 board also. 911 paid for that countywide, and that was about $500,000 that we had in 911 funds. We continue working with mental health. That is something we deal with every day. We got our Rural Access Center opened up. That has been taken over. It is under the management of the mental health region. So that's completely out of my wheelhouse, trying to manage a place like that. Well, once we got it up and going, they took over the management of it. Took a little longer than I thought for them to step in and agree to do that, but it's done. We employ 50 people, basically, give or take a few some days. 24/7, 365. There are Generally speaking, there's 4 people in the building 24 hours a day. Daytime and evening hours, with the cooks and everything, there are more people there. Our challenges that we're running into, just turning in the budget to Haley, fuel costs are killing us. For the first time in close to a year, we have everybody through the law enforcement academy, and we are full strength for deputies. We have 10 patrol, 2 detectives, and 2 administration. The jail staff, we could use another full-time and some part-time people. Dispatch, we're still behind there trying to hire people. Keeping in mind that when we try to hire for these positions, we have to compete against 3 neighboring large counties. We compete against Blackhawk, Lynn, and Johnson for pretty much everything we do. Back in the 80s and 90s, Lynn County would have, say, 300 to 400 applications for a deputy sheriff job. I think we tied them last time with 25. So people are not looking to get into the field like they used to. More challenges every day. We'll keep moving forward.
And we'll add on the rural access hub and the mental health, since the county does not levy for that anymore. What I do is I have to file reports quarterly to the region. So we're trying to keep it so that we're not using our fund balances as a county, but that they pay us ahead of time so that we have that cushion. So we send in the wages from both the hub and the mental health employees, any expenses, vehicle, all that stuff. So that's kind of a pass-through still. But that's been transition. This is the first year where it's been treated that way. So.
That used to come out of the sheriff's budget.
Yeah, it used to come
we got
twice.
reimbursed for it all.
That was a nightmare, wasn't it?
Oh boy.
It actually, we showed it in the Benton County budget twice, because we had to show it in the mental health line items and the sheriff's. So it showed expenses twice, but only one revenue come in. And we are done with the watershed. I don't know if some of you know that, so that, we just got hit up today though, right? So, I don't know if we're gonna continue forward with that.
Did Benton County end up doing the levy for emergency, like ambulance and those types of things?
No, we have to do, we have to have the board of supervisors pass a resolution. We have to publish it in the paper, we have to notify the public, before we can even make it an essential service. And then you have to have like a board. But that's been a big topic. I've been researching back and forth with some ambulance people and other counties. There was 4 counties that just passed it in the November election, so they're kind of our go-tos. They're gonna help us. So
Is that something you see that she'll be taking over and having to account for that money as well?
Yep.
yeah, so what it'll do, I think, like benefited fires have no levy authority. Townships do have to levy for fire, but they do not have to levy for ambulance. So what that I think will do, because right now the taxing districts are kind of run by the fire district boundaries. So we really don't have ambulance boundaries, so I'm not sure 100% how that would work. We have to make all these districts according to where those routes are for the area where the ambulance served, or if it's gonna be per capita. Yeah, it does sound like a headache, I know.
This would be our chance to straighten up these fire and ambulance.
But I do agree, and we're a rural county, and it is scary when you have to wait an hour for an ambulance. So I think it's gonna be a good thing.
It'd be a nice thought for everybody to get behind it, but the neat end of it would be is you don't have to worry about your health care from an ambulance on how good a bake sale we had last year.
But it's my understanding too, there's a sunset. I think it's 15 years, so my concern would be if it's passed and we get used to this funding and we hire people to run these ambulance services, then what's gonna happen in 15 years? Are they gonna get up on their own, or are they gonna rely on the county for funds? So it's still another concern as well.
Is that something you see coming down the county between now and next fiscal year when you have this discussion?
No.
It would, my guess would be on the next general election. It would be
That's what I was
right
gonna say, the next general.
away. Just to save money, because if you have a special election, obviously that's a cost as well.
I'm just trying to see who's got all the duties and how we can compensate them appropriately.
That's gonna be a major undertaking.
I know, because I've had some discussions with several of the ambulance services and.
Yeah, because they would have to do their own budget too, like 911 budget or any of those EMA.
Which will have to turn into you and you'll have to, yeah.
Okay.
How about the supervisors?
I think Tracy's a good, spokesperson for us.
Boy, you sure did that one pretty quick.
Did you see that, Kevin?
I did.
Well, I don't know, we've been keeping the county running, I think. Small squabbles in the county all the time, seems like we're putting out a fire every day or every couple days, but nothing major. I think the county's running as good as can be expected. I guess we have more problems. My personal opinion is like working with the state or the highway when they changed from old Highway 30 to the new Highway 30. We had quite a discussion at the Barstown Luzerne corner about lighting. I mean, it was just like we were in Benton the sun again, trying to get lights there from the DOT.
She's dark.
But they got signage there now, I was told. I haven't checked that out.
There's some signage.
But we do have a light there at the Barstown corner. We still have the big light at the Luzerne corner yet. So, but just keeping, kind of like Ron's having, a full house of the employees for the secondary roads. Myron's been having trouble keeping truck drivers, you know, had some injuries this fall. We lost some people that got hurt, and, you know, when they get hurt, then you gotta have somebody fill their spot. Well, then you ain't got nobody to fill their spot, what they were actually supposed to be doing, so. It's kind of never ending.
How many boards do you guys sit on?
I remember all those?
7.
I have a directory if anybody wants to see it.
Yeah, I don't. I guess I never sat down and counted.
I just had conversation tonight.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because it takes a lot of time. I mean, you go to other counties, other places for your meetings, and, you know,
It's not just Tuesday mornings.
well, it's a little bit more than that. So, and, you know, I travel up to Eldora, for example, and that's a monthly meeting. Every other month, go over to Tama County with Heartland Risk Pool, the insurance, you know, pool. And, so, I mean, there's some travel time and away from your day job, if you will. So, yeah, and it kind of falls down once the three of us. So, every once in a while, there's somebody that says, hey, would you like to be on a committee? Really? Sure, why not?
Can I bring on Tracy a little bit?
Please.
I know he doesn't like that, but he has been very good at like saving the county money, like even if there's construction work here in this building itself. He was in there drywalling and doing some stuff to save us from outsourcing. He did not take any pay for that. And he's done that as well for our new transportation building. He acted as a contractor, kind of subbed it out with Myron, our engineer, because it had to be an engineer. But he's really done all that legwork, which would have cost the county a lot of money to pay for a contractor, as you all know. So, and now he's gonna start another project for our conservation at Hammond Park. So I just wanted to tell him how much we appreciate it, because it's been a lot of work. And I know you don't always get thanked, but we do appreciate it.
Well, the building, the conservation building, much smaller than the transportation building, isn't that correct?
Yeah, it's gonna be, that's gonna be for sure. I believe total size is gonna be 64 by 80.
And this building is,
80 by 120.
this building, the total cost with you being the general on it?
342,000.
And what did we get an estimate for with conservation down here?
Oh, just a hair over $1 million.
So you see the kind of money that having experience and willingness to jump in and help. You know, so really, yours is big.
Oh,
Yeah. And if I may say, the stipends of $1,000 is really worth it.
Not worth those extra phone calls I give you?
Oh my God. He graciously took the chairmanship again this year.
Well, thank you for all you do. Hats off to you. That's great. When you sleep?
Lately, not very well.
Well, thank you. Back to revenues, like our tax revenue and so forth. We were talking about the federal property tax revenue. We of course have our contiguous counties now that can come into here to get their licensing and all that. Any idea on where we had, like, versus a year ago, revenue-wise compared
How much you brought in just for that specific reason, that would be more than.
I don't know for just that. I have, the contiguous county didn't really start going till July, so we haven't.
we have a full?
Right. And that's, as people are starting to hear about it, it just kind of take off.
Sure.
I know this year the commercial rollbacks and some of that's gonna change. I don't know, some of you are in real estate, like the business property tax credits, they're doing it in a tiered value now. So if it's 150,000 or above, it's gonna be rolled back at the residential rate versus commercial. So that was all.
And I had to hand key all of
Yes.
those and
And so it's our first time doing that with the valuations this year. Our valuation report was due January 1st. So ours was a few days late, but I did have a bunch of cities with new tips. So which is good, we have some development going, Bill Plain, Atkins, and Benton. So that is a lot of work, as you know, like we have to code all the parcels in my office. And because when we look at the frozen base, I don't know if you understand how TIP works, it diverts all of the funding, but. So I mean, it's been a busy year for that kind of stuff in our evaluations. But our evaluations have increased, so that'll be good for our taxable income. And then it is like Melinda said, our fund balances are nice right now. We have those cushions, reserves, obviously those special funds are committed for certain things.
And that's helped keep those special funds that we've gotten for like the CARES Act and that have really helped. We've been able to divert some other payments out of there versus coming out of general funds. So.
And I did get the FEMA payment, even though COVID and all that nightmare was in 2020, I just received the payment of $23,000. And let me tell you, if I were to divide that by all the hours and time I spent, I don't know if it was worth applying for $22,000. But we got that back. So that was a done deal, even though it took a couple of years. I think conservation got some of that as well. So she's gonna offset some of her expenses this year. The local option sales tax is continuing. I mean, it kind of fluctuated there for a little bit, but it's kind of steady again. So that's a steady income for the county as well. We help fund our libraries. Some of our other allocations, like to the hospital, that development group, we try to, give tax relief by utilizing that money well. We helped the Fair Board, gave them a loan last year, and they've already repaid us back their portion this last month. So that was a nice surprise that we weren't expecting.
Any other questions for anybody here?
Well, I can tell you, having worked with every one of the departments and then worked with these same departments in surrounding and contiguous counties, Benton County has the best ones. And I say that because when you pick up the phone, they're always willing to help. When I call Alexa's office and say, Alexa, can you pull the deed for me? She will pull the deed and she will email it to me. If I call Iowa County, 9 times out of 10, I've got to send them $3 to get them to scan the deed and email it to me. It's horrible. Yeah, it's unreal, you know, and when I call and need to talk to somebody in the auditor's office about a parcel in Iowa County, it's 9 times out of 10, I drive to Iowa County to get it straightened out because they're just not as helpful. You know, and to me, I mean, I know that I'm local here, but where I practice out of in Benton County, I'm in the Four Corners. I practice in all 4 of those counties regularly. And it's not like, you know, Tama's real far or Marengo's real far. But our staff around here is really good. Really good. And I'm excited to have Ray because I know Ray's good. And so maybe I'll get a little more help out of the county attorney's office going forward than I did previously. But that's because I had a personality conflict with our previous county attorney. And so the Iowa County attorney, I've always got a lot of real well. But, you know, and I mean, even the sheriff's department, I mean, you know, I've sat on their, in chair of the Civil Service Commission for a number of years, and when I call the sheriff's office, when I have a question, you know, the girls in the office are helpful. I usually get a phone call right away from Ron. You know, my papers get served timely, you know, that's never an issue. In the last 6 months, I've seen more communication come out of his girls from the office to me than I had in the past. I just did an FED here not too long ago, and they couldn't find the person, and she said, I got a phone call from his office that says, hey, you need to post this and send it certified mail, just, you know, so we can show that it's been done. A year ago, that wouldn't have happened. So, I mean, there's been some positive improvements down there. I mean, they should all be commended for the work that they do, because as a business person, and I'm sure Anders can attest to this too, they sure make our lives a lot easier when they're helpful and.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would add to that. I did this job 24 years ago, and it was not a very warm, receptive environment in the courthouse. When I walked in last week, it was like walking into a family. Just really, everybody's just, you know, reach out, how can we help you, and thankful that you're here. And I'm willing to drop what I'm doing to help somebody every day of the week, and I find everybody else in the courthouse is too. So I think that's really a credit to this county.
So we didn't tell you about the alarm.
Well, you know, I was doing this out. And then the gate and that steps around.
And we almost lost you the first day out the back.
First day I walked out, this gate, boom. Oh, yeah.
20-some years ago, there was the steps that went out the back door as well as the side. Ray was remembering that. And
Found that wasn't the case.
No, it was fine, I laughed at myself.
Yeah. Nice to hear the words you shared as well.
Well, I mean, and I tell people that a lot because, like I said, I deal with these offices in all the different counties surrounding us, and I know Anders does too.
Yes.
And it's nice to pick up the phone and have that level of service and have that friendly voice, voice on the other end. But when they're willing to step up and say, yeah, I could do that for you, or hey, it might be a couple of days, but I'll get it for you. And usually with the other offices, you don't get that same level. They don't go above and beyond what their job duty says that they do. And that makes my job and Andrew's job, I know, a lot easier because we have great staff up at the
Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
That's huge.
I like to hear that my office, even my absence, I know the girls are willing to start working.
I mean, I remember when Haley used to do all the GIS, mapping and stuff, and when I needed auditors, parcels and plats,
I still try to do it as a time allows, don't I?
She does, and Belplain just did a TIF district, and, I called her and I said, okay, this is where I need my boundaries, can you send me the parcels that are in here, so we could attach that to the TIF and the whole parcel numbers. Number one, it made my job easier doing the TIF district, but it also made her job easier because she had the list right to start with for when she had to go in and code it.
And we communicated, so I know I recorded it.
And so it really was, and it was very helpful, and being able to get that information to come out, and the fact that the supervisors in Benton County use Benton is just wonderful to search for compared to what other counties use. makes life so much easier.
And we do keep adding more tools to Beacon. There's what we added last year is for like the pie chart. So when we get those calls and people are complaining of taxes and why they increased, we can revert them to that parcel chart and say, here, this is much, this is going to the schools, this is going to the city, this is going, so it's not just Benton County's levies, it's overall the whole, and I think that's helped us. I think it's helped the treasurer's office kind of explain some of those increases too.
Very good. Okay. Good comment. Good things so far. Why don't we move on to the transitions in wages per this listing that we all received. And I'm assuming everybody had a chance to kind of look that over. You can see that we in Benton County ranked 14th out of the whole cluster, which isn't too bad. And I arbitrarily went through and I just kind of yelled out the counties that have a better ranking than we do. And the bulk of them tend to be, you got Lynn County, Johnson County, goes on, you got Dubuque, you got Polk, you got Story, you got, where we had a huge, we had a deficit, let's face it, for a while, looks to me just as a comment that things have showed up a bit, as far as the regionals are concerned. Does anybody else have any comments regarding these listings here or what they derived looking at it from the listings?
My observation was similar that for the 24th rated population, ranked populations in the state and across the board, all of our offices are above the, in the upper quartile, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I know at the one time the county attorney and the sheriff were lagging, and we tried to boost them as we went, try and mission accomplished. We got back where we wanted to be trying to follow the code, and be comparable, on that. And of course, we have to jump back to the sheriff because of the back part. Right. And I didn't see any information for this year as far as what police chiefs were getting comparable.
We got her. You tell Anders when to go and he'll go.
Huh?
Well, the one thing I noted from all of the salaries and all is that in terms of the sheriff, you look at Jones and Cedar and Washington, and they're all right up there with our sheriff. And it appears to me that the counties that are near Johnson and Lynn that are attracting all kinds of people out of South Chicago, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, their salaries for the sheriffs are higher. And of course, not only that, but we have the problem of the fact that you've got your deputies and all working over here, and they can easily go into Lynn County or Blackhawk County or Johnson County for higher wages and all. So you're kind of in competition with them, even though I feel that it's cheaper to live out here in Benton County than in Lynn County. And I noted that Cedar County and Jones County have both had their boards, and they've both done one 8.5% and one 8% for the sheriff. And of course, the inflation rates are 8% calendar year and 7% fiscal year. So we've had some pretty hefty inflation over this last year. And another thing is we've got to be able to hire good deputies. We absolutely have to. And that keys into it.
no denying. But I was just saying, last year, we were pretty much stuck with that shall part of the code says we're supposed to be comparable. So I just throwing out for an argument is, are we gonna maybe not look at that so much this year versus, I mean, we did a 28.5% increase based on what the police chief was doing. That looked like it was a criteria review. I'm just saying if we're changing criteria, fine. It's just, I want to make those points.
From doing the comparisons, when we do the union contract, we try to compare 5 county population higher and 5 county population lower. When we compare the county populations going up, the population gets larger in a hurry. If we move up 3 counties in population, that's Plymouth, Boone, and Marion, that's almost 8,000 people. So that's not a good comparison, I don't feel, when you get 8,000 difference in there. Going down, if you go down by that same number that you went up, we catch a lot of counties going down, but that takes us down to, under 18,000. And then if you compare the cities that are in those same counties, that brings in Clyde, Altoona, North Liberty, Colville, Muscatine, Waukee, Burlington, Johnston, Clinton, and Fort Dodge, and Ottumwa, all on the smaller side. On the larger side, you get 2, Mason City and Marshalltown. And then it jumps clear up to Bettendorf at 39,000. So the comparisons above us the numbers get too big. So I kind of think we need to pare that down some. Because some of these cities, Waukee pays $170,000. I mean, they pay huge amounts of money. We're also supposed to look at the state employees. In doing so, I looked at the same people as last year, but now this is a year 22. They don't have anything out for 23 of what their expected raise is yet. So we're always going to run a little behind on this.
That's for the state highway patrol. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And we're always running it's just the nature of the way it's done. We're going to run, you could almost call it a year behind in the comparisons.
Another thing too, in these comparisons that affects Ron and my office is that a lot of counties have one highway. We have 2 major highways that bring a lot of crime in and through Benton County. You've got the interstate, and you've got Highway 30. So in some ways, we may be smaller, but we may be doing as much work as some of these bigger counties.
Currently we've got 2 murder suspects sitting in jail. Neither one of them has a Benton County address. One Cedar Rapids and one was out of Lynn County. Or out of Johnson County for the most part.
And we have 4 major sex abuse cases in the pipeline, at least. So things are really busy.
Ron, you found that since we did do the change in the numbers a year ago, because we talked about stealing other employees, Blackhawk County, Johnson, Wynn, etc., and found that now that we're a little more competitive with our wages, does that kind of offset that a little bit?
The better wages for my people helped us out greatly in hiring deputies.
He stole some.
Yep. And when we talked to our labor union, we said, well, we're hiring. They said, no, you're stealing. They said that's what everybody in the state's doing. You gotta find somebody who you can steal.
And our auditors try to poke my last deputy.
That's,
That's just the way it is right now.
Yeah.
Every law enforcement agency in the state is short of looking for people.
Looking to steal from somebody else.
They're already trained in it.
Yeah.
So Ron, did you do that for those police chiefs? I'm just curious how that number came out to be. You know.
It depends how far you wanna go down on the list and how far you wanna go up.
Well, last year you had, I mean, you had Joaquin and Johnson, which I know is Des Moines Metro, so they're gonna be higher. I just wonder if you'd have a number to compare that to.
You're pretty quick with the count.
Give them the others. These are.
We're on the front page.
Give Martha count.
You come in
You guys
here,
Yeah,
this is all the
like here
roads.
we have a money or we don't have money.
And my population
Now,
is
to cover our expenses, then we don't get it. We've been lucky enough that we've been able to do.
There are a couple of those
You're talking about-
40 out there.
That's what we expected at 124.
Yeah.
A couple of those throwing way out of whack. And I'll bet you we'll do the same numbers.
So, that sounds like you guys have money, so, I mean, we need to ask people because, not last year, before, when they would go.
Well, I hate when you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, getting back and cities going.
Healthcare, yeah, we have to.
You don't have it in a spreadsheet, I just.
I know it. I get all my spreadsheets for your stuff.
I know, I thought you were good at it.
Well, I'm getting better. Good. I'm gonna focus on that rising level.
Yeah.
Use that for criteria.
So, an average is 25,647.
That was really good.
25,000.
Population.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. He pointed to that number.
All those chiefs,
Oh, I'm sorry, it's column over.
You did.
I did.
And I need my readers read, just like you were talking.
You
$124,740.
The state patrol numbers are very comparable to last year in the 123 to 130 range.
And the other one.
we did change much from last year unless,
No.
I think those are the same numbers we had last year.
unless the people,
Yeah.
the cities moved around, I mean.
I'm fairly sure that's the same chart we had last year.
And you were looking at population, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we had it down there, 25,000. Also.
So I have some thoughts in regards to this.
Go ahead.
And part of it stems from sitting on the land court commission, because we found that when we do percentages, they tend to kind of go like this with the people that are making more, and so we kind of tried to go more dollars per hour or dollars and cents per hour. And so I'm gonna make a motion just on what my thoughts are, and that it's gonna be based upon dollars and not upon percentages, just to kind of make things easier going forward.
I see some other kinds get lump sum.
Yeah, some other counties have done lump sum.
Well, I'm gonna start with the supervisors to make my motion, and then, because I'd like to kind of use one of them individually rather than a lump sum. So my motion is for the supervisors that we give all three of them $2,500 and make the stipend for the chairman $5,000.
Only 500 and 5,000, right?
$2,500 for each of the supervisors, plus the chair gets the $5,000.
Yep.
How much was it, per percentage is some.
I didn't figure that number, but you can.
do about 5%.
Over five.
So there's a motion on the floor that Jennifer made. 2,500 for the supervisors in jail, 5,000 for the sheriff. The $2,500 bump in rough numbers is about 5%, maybe a little more. So, yeah, motion on the floor, is there a
And
second?
the 5,000 is stipend.
The
Year to
5,000
year kind of deal.
is a
A
second.
year to year kind of.
I
Right.
think you have to go on listed in the.
Right, which we have second and
I
second.
second that.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Jennifer and Nick, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, that's all right, we got it going. Opposed, nay? Motion carried. All right. So, Jennifer?
For the county attorney, I make a motion that we, make the salary, add 3,500 to the salary. With Brady in a new position, and only 5 days into the job, but I do still think the county attorney, with the way the deputy position is based off that, I think they still need, some type of cost of living inflation adjustment.
You got your calculator working there?
Oh, here's
I need this, so it's our current, and then kind of see the amount.
Oh! Okay.
So it comes to be 2.75% for the county attorney. Is that
Okay.
the recommendation?
2.75, motion on the floor, 3,500, which is 2.75%. Approximately, is there a second?
Second.
That close second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Motion carries. Okay.
For the auditor, I make the motion that we increase the salary by 7,000.
Okay. Which is about 80%.
7.8%.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You want second and then discuss? We don't. We should discuss that.
We probably should discuss after. Let's, yeah. Well, is that proper though? So first and
Motion
second.
second, call for discussion.
And then
Okay, all right. First of all, if we have a motion, is there a second?
For the auditor, over 8%?
Yeah. 8%.
7,000.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, first and second. All in favor, say, or I'm sorry, all right, discussion.
we don't discuss how that would work out. At least keeping that in the
Yep.
inflation rate. So that's why I support it.
Any other comments? Okay. So, first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to raise some questions regarding the county attorneys, because we didn't have a discussion on that.
You were home for discussion.
Oh, actually, we never did give the opportunity for discussion after the first and second. Go ahead.
When I was looking at, the various counties or, doing the increases for the county attorney, I've been seeing rates anywhere from about 8%. I'm not even gonna mention this one yet, just but it's about 12, 13, 14%. And we all know that with the increased crime, they're gonna have to do additional prosecuting and stuff like that. And also, with Tim, having 30 years of experience and 20 years of
20 years as a former county attorney, I'm more concerned about retention. I wouldn't want to see someone come in and snipe 10 from us because we don't have a fair enough wage here. So I'd like to propose 12%.
I'm sorry, you said you like what now?
I'd like to propose 12%.
12%.
Our motion still stands, our first motion. You have to defeat our motion, or vote on our motion before you can entertain a second.
Correct. Correct. So, now, is there any other discussion though? First of all.
Can I make a comment? I know, like our deputies can't go above 85%, but can't the attorney deputy go something with the judge's salary comparison? Do you remember? I think there's another, am I right?
Yeah, it's based off of the district court judge's
Yeah,
salary.
so it's not necessarily based on our attorney's salary. Yes, yes.
But we're still gonna have the budget to do that. If you lock in at
Yes,
2.7, then the board can't go higher than that. For me to give it to him more than that.
True.
We're only voting on the elected official.
Right.
I don't think we set that.
The board has to set the non-elected
Yes,
officials.
correct.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, we certify our percentages to them and that kind of thing, but I think there's different scenarios on that one.
Because the county board over taking care of these elected officials.
Right.
So what they do in their departments.
Definitely, yeah. And the supervisors, obviously.
Because I think if the way you're saying that, then if Ray decided he wanted to up Tim's salary to 110,000, as long as it was comparable to whatever the district court was, and the supervisors approved it at their meeting, it wouldn't affect whatever our decision is, because our decision is limited to the elected officials only.
Yeah, but also they keep, what, 2.7% you're proposing? We got, 8% inflation?
Well, I know years ago when I sat on this board, when all the supervisors were new, they all said, we haven't earned our position yet, don't give us a raise. And I guess that's kind of what's in my head is, Ray's been on the job 5 days and, I want to compensate him somehow for some of the inflation, but he's been on the job 5 days. Now, if we're sitting here a year from now and we're looking at this and some of the things that Ray talked about has been implemented, I got no problems looking at a bigger number, but as we sit today, Ray's been 5 days into the job.
Any other comments?
So this is the second time around. He's had this position before. So he's not some green guy coming in, the position he's never had.
I understand that, but a lot has changed since the last time Ray was county attorney, and I have a lot of respect for Ray, but, I go back to, 10 years ago when the supervisors were all new and they said, that's bad form to come in and give us a raise and we haven't done anything yet. So that's why I made my motion and that's why it was seconded and it's been voted on and approved and I'm not willing to rescind my motion, so.
So, in this case, you probably may have not experienced before this situation, then do we do an IDA and A scenario again, or is it done? We do a yay and A again.
Anders, Robert's Rules of Order in regards to the vote, once it's done.
Usually done.
Yeah.
So she would rescind.
And I'm not willing to rescind my motion.
Okay. Motion carries, yeah.
But the discussion should be noted.
Correct.
And all that.
Yes, yes. Thank you. All right.
Okay. I would make a motion for the treasurer treasurer and the recorder for an increase of $6,500 each. Comes to about 7.1%.
Second. First and second. Discussion? If none, I'll ask, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Leaves us with the sheriff.
Make a motion for the sheriff for $8,000.
Is that 7%?
About 50,000.
Should be about 130 something.
Under 7%.
6.45.
Mm-hmm.
What percentage did you come up with?
6.45.
Yes, they're just under 7%.
Discussion.
Need a second.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, jumped the gun. You did it, second it, didn't you?
Well, I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead.
Well, second this, so.
I feel that the sheriff needs at least an 8.5% increase, which would be more than 7,000. It would be more like 8,500. Because that's what Cedar has done, that's what Jones has done. They're right on the other side of Cedar Rapids. Their wages were comparable with our sheriff, and they've raised them 1.8% and 1.5%. In fact, it would be higher than that. It would be more like 9,500.
Jones County is about 2,500 less than us going into this year.
Yeah. Jones with 8%?
Yeah, Jones did 8%, and Cedar did 8.5% for the sheriff.
Jones, their new one would be 131. But
Any other discussion?
I will say that Cedar Rapids is getting, it's different now than what it used to be. And it's working this way. I don't go down there.
Yeah, we don't want Benton County turning into a suburb of South Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I live out here, because I grew up in South Chicago.
the recommendation was it 8,000?
8,000.
Yeah.
If you give that to his current salary, it would be just a little over what Jones County is.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, Cedar County started out at 136, and they did 8.5%, which gets them to 148. And Jones County started at 121, and they did, I think they said 8%, and that gets them to 131. So we're still in that same, with an 8,000.
So Jennifer, since you're the initiator.
I call for a vote.
Okay, all in favor of the 8,000, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. Okay. Motion carried. And that is it. Thank you all for coming.
I move adjourned.
Is there a second?
I will second.
First second, Janae. All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
I'm not available for discussion.
Meeting adjourned.